Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, I'm Kobe. Mike's here, and it is Super Bowl weekend.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, man. Super Bowl weekend. Two great teams that we've been talking about all season long, going head to head this weekend. So definitely a fun game to get into. But first, we're going to start with Bill Belichick not getting elected into the Hall of Fame his first go around. This was just crazy. I don't see how and why this could have happened. But what were your thoughts when you heard this one?
This is just the definition of being petty, I think.
Mm-hmm.
In no way, shape, or form should he not have made it. The only person that really spoke out, I saw, he said he didn't want to take away from the players. Like he was voting for the players to get in, not the coaches or owners or whatever. I mean, and that's still a crazy reasons, but I mean, he said something, I guess, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Belichick, I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's the winningest coach in the playoffs ever. And yeah, 8 Super Bowls, I believe you have 8 rings. Um, so yeah, this was crazy. And like you said, I think this is a lot of pettiness. They said that a lot of the voters didn't like the different things that came out, like Spygate and the Flake Gate and all these gates.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, all of those different things happened. Yes, it did happen, but at the same time, they went on to win Super Bowls even after those things took place. So
Yeah.
I don't think those like the Flake Gates and all those things had anything to do with his Super Bowl win. So just a lot of pettiness going on with those voters.
And I think some other coaches said they were doing the same things too, but like they were
Mm-hmm.
just doing that better too. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah. Um, Yeah, this was definitely crazy. But and I also don't like that the voters, a lot of the voters, it's like anonymous. But it's like if you got the balls to not vote for Belichick into the Hall of Fame, actually come out and say that it was you. Don't just try to keep that secret. But um
and this was
he should.
such a it's like such a weird thing that they're actually like investigating and trying to change the committee now. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's how crazy this was. They were like, "Whoa, we've never had this problem before. We need to
Mm-hmm.
look into this and see what's going on." So,
Mm-hmm. It's like Robert Kraft. He didn't get in either, but with him, it's like I could understand the coach getting in before the owner.
right,
Because the owner he just owns the team, but the coaches actually has more to say with those wins. So yeah,
yeah.
that was crazy. But um, someone that did not have a great couple weeks was Minnesota Vikings GM Adolfo Mensa. He was let go, and kind of to no surprise. I don't think that he was drafting well. He definitely did not play his cards right with Sam Darnold and drafting JJ McCarthy.
hmm
So it was really no surprise that he was let go.
Yeah. I always say like, how do you get fired on your day off? But yeah, putting all Sam Darnold finally, you know, finally started showing some promise there in Minnesota. Uh, and then it seems like you put all your eggs in the basket for JJ McCarthy. You let Sam Darnold walk, and JJ McCarthy has just not been that guy. Sure, he's had a couple good games, but you would think if so, you have Justin Jefferson on the team, who is arguably the number one receiver in the league,
hmm
and now you're taking away his production too. So now he's wasting away. Now he's gonna want to be gone. So yeah, getting fired on your day off for terrible planning for the future, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, definitely deserved.
Yeah, man. Like you said, putting all his eggs in one basket. You draft JJ McCarthy. He gets injured his rookie season, but you had Sam Darnold, who actually had you into the playoffs. I think they was like fighting head to head with the Lions at the end of the season with who was going to have the best record. Um, Sam Darnold didn't play well in the playoffs last year, but you let him go, and you see him take Seattle to the Super Bowl, and it's playing well. So and then you see what happened with JJ. He had a couple games where he did play well. I know he had that comeback game against the Bears on Monday night earlier in the season, but again, another season filled with injuries, and it looked like they're starting over again at quarterback. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no surprise there with that GM being let go. And you had one being let go and a new leader in Cleveland, Todd Monken being named the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. What were your thoughts when you saw this one come across your phone?
Well, I will say at first I thought they hired the only guy that wanted the job. You know, McDaniels took his name out, Udinski took his name out, which is understandable. I mean, we are kind of a dumpster fire. We always have been, but I think that's coming from ownership. I think if the Haslams ever decide to move on and get a new owner in there, because like you mentioned it, like an owner owns the team, but our owners are trying to make football decisions and everything instead of letting personnel do it. But first impressions, I like this dude. There was a video of him stepping off, like arriving in Cleveland for the first time. He has like the old man, like baggy jeans on, like an oversized shirt, just carrying a bag, getting ready to go to work. No flash, no nothing. Like that's just a dude that he's just football. He embodies the game. I'm sure you saw the video of Shador meeting him in the office. He's like, "Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year." Like, "Yeah, I want to talk to you about that." And he's like, "Yeah, it all worked out." And so far, the funniest thing he said to me, they asked like what the expectations for the team are. He said, "When the Haslams cut a check with my name on it, they expect a freaking kick-ass football team." And I don't know, man. I love that. I would love to see us take a step forward for once. We have these two first-round draft picks that I think are going to be crucial for our success moving forward, and for Monken. And he brought an offensive line coach from Baltimore, which was highly touted. And I know one of the Ravens' like big offensive linemen is going to be going into free agency next year, like one of the best centers in the league. So if he can like follow his coach here, and I don't know, I'm excited. I don't know how long I'll be excited, but right now I'm into it.
Yeah. At first, I was like, I don't know about this guy, but when I heard some of the comments he was making at his press conference, man, he was basically saying, "Hey, either you with us or you not." You know, he didn't really care. You know, saying he didn't really care about your defensive coordinator leaving. You know, said he didn't come here for him. And then that comment he made about Myles Garrett, you know, saying he was trying to scheme up against Myles Garrett and not against Jim Schwartz.
He said,
so,
"I'm not chipping Jim Schwartz. I'm chipping Myles Garrett."
Yeah, so
I love this dude.
When he made that comment, I said, okay, yeah, he got a little spunk to him, but yeah, we'll see how that goes in Cleveland. Hopefully, but what I don't like how when new coaches come in, they don't sign on immediately with the quarterback that we all know is going to be the starter.
Yeah.
Like, if you come in to a team, we know you're not drafting a QB. We know you're probably not going to start a free agent quarterback. So it's like, just come in and say, yes, Shador, we're going to start the season off with Shador. We're going to, you know, kind of go that way. And I think that your guy, who was that guy that he made that funny comment on the Browns. I think he's on the D line. He said something about that guy should have been kicked in the nuts or something.
Oh yeah, that's our boy Shelby Harris.
Yeah, he was on Radio Row at the Super Bowl, and he was just kind of saying the same thing where all the teammates know that Shador's, should be kind of given a chance at the start of the season. So I just wish that the coaches would say that too and kind of start off the, season saying that too. But we'll see. But I know they're not gonna draft one, or they shouldn't get
at least not early.
Yeah, at least not early on. It's good to get a good backup for him. Like similar to how the Commanders had Mariota for 2 seasons, but they should get like a good.
Deshaun Watson's gonna be ready to go.
Yeah, then you still have Deshaun. So yeah, I just but maybe he's gonna try to lean that way. Who knows? Or he may try to lean this guy's way, because Kirk Cousins is expected to be released at the start of the new league year. So, can you see Kirk Cousins in Cleveland?
I don't know, because there's a clip I saw of Monken talking to the Ravens, and I know this was pretty much centered around Lamar Jackson, but he was talking about how a mobile QB is valued so much more than a statue. Mm-hmm. And we had Joe Flacco, and then I think if you put Kirk Cousins on this list, like Joe Flacco, number 1 statue, Kirk Cousins, probably number 2 statue. So I don't know. But then again, Kirk Cousins was showing a little. He had some bad games, but he also showed a little bit of promise there in Atlanta. But Atlanta also has a better offense and playmakers than we do too. So it's always hard to see, hard to say.
Yeah. And Cousins, his agent is probably the best agent in the world, but for getting him these contracts. But he's kind of fallen off when he was with Atlanta. When he was with Minnesota, he was kind of keeping it relevant. He was winning maybe 10 to 12 games a season. But now with Atlanta, when you kind of have a young quarterback and Michael Penix kind of, looking over your shoulder, it could make the situation a little difficult where you're probably not playing your best at times because you're a little nervous that your job is kind of in question. But where do you see Kirk Cousins, if not with the Browns? Where do you see him ending up?
Well, he's not going to end up with a contender. He's going to be somewhere where he can be like a bridge quarterback. Obviously, you look at the Raiders; they're gonna go with Mendoza. So maybe a place like the Jets.
Ooh.
Because I don't know, like if the Jets decide to draft a quarterback with their first round pick, then you have Kirk Cousins there to maybe help develop a little bit. I mean, he'd still have to compete for the job, whether or not he wins it or not. But because I know he was saying last year that he wants to be a starter. He thinks he can be a starter. So he's not going to sign somewhere and just sit. But yeah, the Jets are the first team that popped to mind. The Saints, Tyler Shook was kind of coming into his own there. Trying to think of this would be a little bit of controversy, but send him down to the Houston Texans. Let him compete with CJ Stroud.
Yeah, their backup was okay in some of the games he came in when CJ was hurt. But that's a good one too. It's funny because I was on the
Kansas City until Mahomes comes back in the Andy Reid system. Kirk Cousins,
that could be good too. It's funny because when I asked a question, I already had a team in mind too, and it was the Jets.
Oh,
because I knew they're probably not going to be able to draft, the quarterback that they want this year. They probably have to wait till next year. So, Kirk Cousins going to the Jets. I was thinking either Kirk or Tua, either going to the Jets, because I know the Cardinals is probably going to get rid of their quarterback as well. So. I definitely could see Kirk ending up with the Jets though. That is a good one. Let's see what we have next. Super Bowl predictions. It's crazy because all season long we were saying that these two teams were the best of the best. They were kind of fighting for that number one spot throughout the entire season. Patriots was leading the way, and then the Seahawks came on late. But this is a big time matchup. I know we've been saying that the Seahawks is a great all around team, but the Patriots probably have won a lot of those close games and those games that we did not expect for them to win. So, what are some of your thoughts on this matchup?
So going back to the Patriots' last game against the Broncos, how the conditions got tough, and there was a clip of Drake May sitting on the offensive, like on the sideline. I was like, "Man, this is hard." And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be like,"
Mm-hmm.
but the conditions got tough, and they won. But also, I think if Bo Nix plays that game for the Broncos, that's a different outcome. So then you're looking at a Seattle and Denver game here. But this is the ultimate redemption game for the Seahawks. You go back to that, maybe the worst. I was going to say the worst call in Super Bowl history. Maybe the worst. Maybe the worst play call in all of sports ever. What they have the ball at the 1-2 yard line, something like that. You got beast mode Marshawn Lynch in
ready
the backfield. And Pete Carroll was right. They probably were expecting to run.
Who gives a damn?
But 9 times out of 10, Marshawn Lynch is punching that thing in. And so huge redemption game for the Seahawks. I would love for this game to come down to that situation again.
Woo!
And then like Kenneth Walker or somebody just punches that thing in, and
but they run another pass and they don't make it.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I think this is Seattle's game to lose. The Patriots have done a lot right this year. Drake May is looking like that guy. They've started running the ball pretty well. Both of these defenses are solid, but I do think, like you mentioned, all year Seattle has just been probably the most complete team in football, and that's the team you want in the Super Bowl. So that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, man. Totally agree with you. The Seahawks is that team to beat. But I think it's also going to come down to the quarterback that is playing the best. And Drake May has not been playing well in these playoffs. His team wound up getting into the Super Bowl, but even in that game against Houston, he did not play well. I think he had 3 or 4 turnovers, but CJ Stroud had 5. So, they were able to squeak out with the win in that game. And then, like you said, the elements in that game against the Broncos played a huge part in that game, and the Patriots was able to get a win. But I think the most dominant game they had was against the Chargers. And, I mean, Chargers seem to always kind of flop in the first round of the playoffs. But the Seahawks, they've been playing well. Sam Darnold is playing well. They blew out the 49ers like 41-6. They had the first round bye. And then they had to go up against a tough Rams team, and they was able to handle business with them. I think they beat them 3 times this season. So, and I think that the Rams is a better opponent than the Patriots. So,
well, they won 2 out of 3 against the Rams.
Oh, 2 out of 3.
Yeah. So they lost the first one.
So yeah. So, and I think that the Rams were a better opponent. So. It's still going to come down to turnovers. I think Drake May is usually due for at least one. He usually throws at least a pick a game. But whoever can stay the cleanest, special teams make a couple plays, I think they'll win. But definitely think that the Seahawks is going to find a way to win this one. Oh, go ahead.
And I was going to say, like, we were always talking, like, we want to see teams that haven't been here we were kind of pulling for like the Bears, the Packers. Like I still have like New England fatigue from Tom Brady. Like they don't need to win anymore. I know Seattle was, when they had the Legion of Boom and everything. But I don't know. This is a rematch in the making, and Seattle gets that redemption.
Yep, totally agree. So this will be a good one to watch. I kind of cannot wait until this is over because I want to move more into the off season. I know we got the combine coming up, and then we have free agency in March. But I'm just excited to kind of see what the Commanders and what Cleveland decides to do in free agency and the draft. So, once the Super Bowl is over, that kind of marks where like a new season can begin. So, can't wait for
all the coaching carousel has come to an end. So you kind of, kind of curious to like what all these guys are going to do. And you look at like the last two hires, the Cardinals and the Raiders. They got themselves some good ones with Clint Kubiak and who was the other guy? But they both got two great offensive minded coaches for some young teams. So I don't know, and I don't think it's gonna. I don't think Mendoza's gonna be that guy everyone's hoping he is, but I
don't think so either.
That's gonna be fun to watch too, because I feel like the Raiders are kind of like the Browns. That's where people's like careers just either go to die or just never get started. So we'll see.
Yeah, they have to. They have a lot to fix over there, but like you said, I think with Mendoza, even when he goes there, because you can't pass on him, because just in case he is the guy, you don't want to say that you passed up on him. So once he's drafted to the Raiders, they still have to fix that O-line. You don't know if their edge is gonna, if Max Crosby is gonna stay with the team or if he leaves. So yeah, they definitely have a lot of holes to fill, but and I kind of want to see what the Commanders like. Are they going to spend money this offseason? Last offseason, they felt as if we were so close, so we went cheap in free agency and just got a lot of these like bottom of the barrel players. But hopefully this season we like spend some money on some top tier free agents, and then because we don't have a lot of draft picks, we only have 5 and only a first rounder and a third rounder, so we need some top tier free agents.
Because I'm hearing a little bit of rumors about Debo maybe being out too. So
he need to. Hey man, I'm fine with that, man. We need a true number 2, like a T. Higgins type. We need somebody opposite of Terry. So we don't need these gadget guys. We have like 2 gadget guys already on the team. We got McCaffrey, got Luke McCaffrey, and then we have Jalen Lane. Those 2 can kind of be those gadget type guys in the slot, but we need somebody on the outside. But we will see, man. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, hit that subscribe button to help us get to our goal of 200 subscribers. And hit that notification bell so you know the next time we go live or we drop another episode. And let us know your Super Bowl picks in the comments section. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think New England is going to pull off that upset? Let us know in the comments section. Until next time, peace.
See you guys.